Outer Banks, and welcome to a new episode of OBXE TV, where we give you the inside scoop on what's happening in the local and regional entertainment world. I'm Sue Artz. First up, I'm going to tell you about some of the top stories trending right now at OBXEntertainment.com. The Destination America series, Buying the Beach, recently filmed a number of episodes on the Outer Banks, which are airing on the network this summer. You can find when you can see locally filmed episodes and check out our interview with one of the local realtors featured right now at OBXEntertainment.com. Also at OBXEntertainment.com, we have a special interview with the director of Soul, a science fiction thriller that was filmed entirely on the Outer Banks, with local landmarks like Jockey's Ridge and Hatteras Island doubling for another planet in the movie. You definitely want to check it out. In NC Film News, the comedy Tammy, starring the very funny Melissa McCarthy and filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina, is now playing in a theater near you. You can get full details on each of these stories, plus our review of Transformers: Age of Extinction, right now at OBXEntertainment.com. Today, we're excited to have a very special musical guest with us in our studio. She is a Nags Head native who's been making waves with her band Juniper Rising since relocating to New York City a few years ago. But her love of the Outer Banks is evident in her own music videos, which she directed and filmed in the area. Right now, she's on a solo tour of the East Coast in support of her latest release. We're thrilled to welcome singer-songwriter Holly Overton.
Okay, I am Holly Overton of the Brooklyn band Juniper Rising. We've got a song for you off our upcoming album, and I have Brian from the Brooklyn band Organs here to accompany me on harmonica. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So can you tell us a little bit what it was like growing up here on the Outer Banks and what made you get into music?
Oh, well, people ask me that a lot because the Outer Banks is such a alien place in relation to the rest of the country, but I think I didn't know any different, so it was just fun and happy, and my backyard was Nag's Head Woods and my front yard was the beach, so I just played around a lot, got dirty, played in the dirt, had good friends, family around. So yeah, compared to where I live in New York now, it's totally opposite than like walking your kids to a smelly park. Anyway, that's something I think about a lot. But I guess musically, growing up, I said I actually took piano lessons for a while. My dad taught me the basics of guitar, singing in elementary school, and I think my dad is probably the biggest influence on me in pursuing music. Not that he plays at home, really good guitarist, but his story is about going to concerts in the 70s. He got kicked off the baseball team for seeing Jimi Hendrix, for missing a game, things like that kind of inspired me.
Cool. Yeah, I listened to some of your latest songs, and they definitely have like that 70s feel to them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So when did you start writing your own material?
I think it must have been, I moved to New York City when I was 18 to go to art school, so I think it was when I moved there. I had a friend who had a band, and I started playing with her and writing songs. It was just acoustic, harmonies, percussion, and I just realized that I can do this, or anyone can do this. It doesn't have to be some professional production. You can pick up a guitar and write songs with someone, and it can feel really good.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So as far as like who influenced you musically, like Jimi Hendrix, or are there any other artists that you admire and kind of base your music off of?
Well, that kind of changes throughout the years. I go through phases. When I was younger, growing up, or when I was in high school, I was obsessed with David Bowie, no doubt. Kind of part of why I moved to New York City, was so I could maybe see him, but I never did.
Aww.
But he was around. But after that, I think I got into folk music, like traditional Appalachian, and then Pete Seeger, that kind of thing. And then that kind of led to country, which probably has been my biggest listening genre the past couple years, is early country, the greats. And then I recently discovered Tom Petty and Bruce Springsteen.
Nice.
because my dad, I mean, I guess in high school I would listen to what my dad listened to.
Right.
And he never had ever mentioned those two. Or Bob Dylan, never. He was more of like, the Beatles and like psychedelic rock and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and so then, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, or maybe even this last year, when I started checking out these newer, like, I guess Tom Petty is not that much newer.
New to you.
Yeah, new to me. I've just been blown away by their, like, musical composition, and how, in a way, kind of simple the chords can be, but how much they develop the songs from like a small foundation. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, that definitely takes talent. I know, being a classically trained musician myself, like it's like improv is the hardest thing for me, but
yeah, improv is hard.
Yeah, but for you, it sounds like you're definitely inspired by those guys. And then so you relocated to New York City when you were 18, and so why did you decide to leave here and go there? Aside from college, or were you just looking at other colleges and other than that, or?
Yeah, I think I visited some colleges in North Carolina. I went for painting. I was like a painter, and drawing and sculpture. So I just had this feeling. Nothing against them; they're wonderful, and it's a great place. But I remember going to a couple schools in North Carolina, just visiting them, and they were still painting still lifes of pumpkins. And I thought, all right, well, I need to do something else. So then I just, on a whim, not on a whim, but I was just kind of like, well, I have no idea what's going on in New York City, but I think I should go there. So then I applied and went to New York, and then I think I had no idea what to expect. It was insane.
Yeah,
anyone
crazy.
who does that, and actually a lot of people from the Outer Banks move to New York City, I've noticed, because it's the biggest East Coast city where so much is going on. But yeah, it took me, I mean, I'm 27 now, so I've been there for, I guess, what is that, not 10 years almost?
Yeah.
And I think now I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah, it's crazy culture shock, I know, because I grew up in upstate New York, and I was in a band, and we would gig out in New York City, but last time we went there, this past fall, we were just like so busy and so different from here. So have you found that like that helps, you know, you expand on your career? Like your band, did you find them here or did you find them there?
I found them in New York.
So you just went all by yourself and
I moved here. I mean, I was in college for 4 years, so I kind of made friends that way. And then afterwards, musically, I guess you kind of eventually become a part of a community or different communities, different bands that you sort of have a connection with, and different venues, and eventually, you find the right people to jam with. And did that answer your question? What was it again?
yes.
Okay. Good.
I mean, because you went there to go to college, so and then you're just kind of like stuck there and stayed there.
Oh musically, I don't think I could live anywhere else, at least for a while, because there are so many people there, so much going on. I love to tour though, and to get out of New York City. I think a huge part of my musical endeavors and my motivation is to leave as much as possible. Because I think America is very inspiring, and musical history and stuff. So
cool. So what places have you toured so far? Just down the East Coast?
I mean, I've played in Nashville, Austin, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma was cool. LA actually.
Nice.
Like along the West Coast a little bit, and
nice. So right now, you stopped here, I guess, obviously to say hi to your parents probably, but you're in the middle of your solo tour down the East Coast, and I know you've got some dates this week that you'll be playing out. What else do you have planned for your East Coast tour?
After that, this tour is funny because each show is so different from the next, and I think it's because I'm doing a solo thing. So first I'm doing a record store barbecue in Wilmington. That's going to be really fun. There's a lot of good bands out there, and I've actually never been to Wilmington. Then I'm going to Charleston to play in kind of like a nicer venue, and never been to Charleston. I'm hooking up with some bands there, awesome. And then next is Charlotte, where I'm playing a Country Music Tuesday.
Cool.
So I'm gonna whip out the country covers. And then I'm playing in Atlanta at this venue called 529 that I've played a couple times, and it's a nice, good vibe. And then Asheville, I'm actually just going to be busking all day, because my sister is driving on this tour. She just got a pickup truck, and she's a crafts person. Like, she makes fairy wings and unicorn horns and stuff. So so part of this tour is her visiting these cities and checking out the craft stores and that sort of scene, and then at night I'm performing. So I'm trying to integrate that, and Asheville busking, apparently that's a thing there, and I'm gonna try it. And then she's gonna also set up and sell all of her stuff on the street.
Nice, very nice. And I know, was it a couple of your songs that you wrote, you also decided to film the videos here on the Outer Banks. So what made you decide to pick here instead of somewhere else or New York?
Well, I think probably, I guess it started with the medium. My boyfriend's a filmmaker. He does 16mm films, and I he also has a Super 8 camera, and so I've wanted to use that, and I knew that one aspect of that medium is the colors are very saturated and vibrant, so I felt like filming it in a more natural landscape would probably bring out the intensity of whatever I'm trying to represent. And my sister is the muse for these videos, and she lives here, so and the ocean, you know, I just wanted the Jockey's Ridge, those crazy sand dunes. Out of context, it looks like
you are on another planet.
Yeah. So I just knew I had these resources and that I should use them.
Nice, very nice. And when did you film those videos?
The first one for Daydream, I guess it was maybe 2 springs ago.
Okay.
My sister was living in Asheville for a time, so I filmed some there, and then I filmed some here, and that was released last summer for that. Yeah, and then the film I just shot, the music video, is not going to be out till August, but that was all on the beach, so I did some scenes up where those like Spanish flat tops are, like right before duck.
Okay, yep, the flat top houses.
Yeah, really pretty. So I just did some scenes there, and then Nag's Head Pier.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah.
I like that you kind of incorporated your hometown and some local stuff too, so
Yeah.
kind of carrying us along with you
Yeah,
when
definitely.
you become a huge rock star. What else do you have coming up for you and Juniper Rising?
Well, we have a full-length album coming out October 3rd. So we're going on about a 10 or 11 day tour in September to promote it. I think we'll probably already have the album, so we'll be selling it on the road. So I'm really excited about that. It's being released on 3 labels are co-releasing this album.
Nice.
So yeah, there's 2 labels in LA that are co-releasing it on cassette and CD, and then a label in Alabama is releasing it on vinyl.
Nice.
Yeah, so this has been a fun project because I've really been involving a lot more people than my past releases.
Right.
So
Cool. Now, is that tour going to be East Coast tour, or are you going to be all over for that one?
probably East Coast.
Nice.
Yeah, my boyfriend jokes with me that I only tour where it's warm.
Yeah.
And that's true.
I can't blame you for that.
Yeah, like I never go north. So even though apparently Chicago is pretty cool, should go there one day. But
in the summertime.
Yeah. But as far as the fall goes, just going south.
Yep, I hear ya. I definitely hear ya.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess you're going to play something for us now.
Totally.
Great. We're excited to hear it, and thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
And so if anybody cannot make it to one of your tour dates, can they go to your website and find your music, or how would they can buy your music on your website, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We've got we had a 7-inch 2 songs that we put out last summer, and that's on Bandcamp. So juniperrising.bandcamp.com, I think. And then we have a Facebook, and we have a SoundCloud of our first EP release with Daydream on it. So yeah, we're all over the internet.
Great. Well, I'm excited to hear. I know I listened to Daydream, and it's still in my head. So I look forward to you filling my head with something else.
Yeah, there you go.
Great. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Just tell me, 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 just tell me. Just tell me slowly as the lights go out.
so much to Holly Overton for her awesome performance here today on our show, and thank you for joining us. I'm Sue Artz with OBX Entertainment.com and OBXE TV, and we'll see you next time.